The Lord Jehovah has given unto you these 15... Wait. 10 commandments.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for the 50 funniest jokes that occur in the backgrounds of movies.
Spider-Man?
You know, that's funny. I get that a lot.
Number 50. Lloyd runs a red light. Dumb and Dumber.
Statistically, they say you're more likely to get killed on the way to the airport. In a head-on crash or flying off a cliff or getting trapped under a gas truck. That's the worst.
This movie does a lot of great things in the first 10 minutes to establish the heroes as well dumb and dumber. Lloyd is immediately smitten with Mary, and she expresses some concern about her upcoming ransom deal. Noticing her tense body language, Lloyd turns around while driving the limo and addresses Mary directly, attempting to reassure her about the upcoming flight. In the background, we see Lloyd run a red light and one of the cars erupts in a huge fireball, which goes completely unnoticed by either Mary or Lloyd. And all the while, he's discussing the dangers of driving to an airport. Now that's genius.
I have this cousin. Oh, I have this.
Lloyd, could you keep your eyes on the road, please?
Oh, yeah. Good thinking. Can't be too careful. A lot of bad drivers out there.
Number 49. George steals some jewelry. Help.
We have all sorts of little problems like this, sir. Some of them matrimonial.
If anyone needs somebody, it's this jewelry store owner because he's being robbed. Ringo learns that the big red jewel that was sent to him by a fan is actually a sacrificial ring, and that he will be the next victim if he does not take it off. So off the Beatles go to a jeweler who attempts to cut the ring with various tools. While the owner is using his tools to no avail, George can be seen skulking around in the background, stealing various bits of jewelry. It's a very easy joke to miss, but it's a great one, showing that George is perhaps more concerned with financial gain than the life of his own bandmate.
There's a certain amount of hurry up involved here, jeweler, due to the fact that my life's in danger.
3:10.
Number 48. Oblivious Argyle. Die Hard.
But nobody has no guts to know. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Despite not being a comedy, Die Hard is still funnier than about 90% of them, amidst all the blood and death and explosions. Die Hard has a palpable sense of humor and finds plenty of time for jokes, even in the middle of a shootout. John drops a corpse onto Powell's car and then the terrorists start shooting at it, knowing that their operation has been compromised. The cop understandably freaks out and starts panic driving away. Cut to John's driver Argyle having a little dance inside his limo, and we see Powell's car go flying backwards out the rear window. It's little moments like this that elevate Die Hard above the rest.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Number 47. Tyler plays with nunchucks. Fight Club.
Hello?
Where have you been the last 8 weeks?
Marla?
This is one of those movies where a lot of people miss the point and idolize the wrong person. But misaimed idolization aside, Tyler Durden can be pretty darn likable at times, like practicing nunchucks and screaming like a banshee while the narrator is on the phone. In this gut-busting sequence, the protagonist is talking to Marla while Tyler messes around with nunchucks in the background, twirling them around, smacking furniture, and giving off the odd, what we can only assume is a battle cry. It's a fun, relatable moment in an otherwise dreary film. Who hasn't had a roommate like this at least once in their lives?
Look, this is a bad time.
Number 46. Great acting, kid. Super 8.
Okay, Preston, so a few seconds after I say action, I want you to walk over to the payphone. You know, make the place look like it's busy. Hello, hello?
I know what that looks like.
J.J. Abrams' take on Spielberg's Super 8 is a super fun blockbuster about an alien invasion in a small American town. The movie can get pretty meta in its themes of filmmaking, and one of the opening sequences sees Joe and his friends making a zombie movie at a train station while they're filming a conversation. A background actor named Preston walks up to a payphone and absolutely butchers his performance. His dialogue is clearly mime. as he robotically opens and closes his mouth. And he then loses focus and just watches Alice performing in front of him. If that doesn't take you back to filming home movies with your friends, we don't know what will.
I've never asked you to stop. Never asked you to give up or walk away. But I'm asking you now. Please. For me. Don't go. Don't leave me.
Number 45. Grabbing the Sword. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He said you were a bum.
Oh, he's being generous.
The most gifted bum he ever trained. You know, he loved you like a son. Took a hell of a lot for you to alienate him.
Not much, just you.
Everyone knows the legendary shooting scene. It's one of the most famous scenes in movie history, and you probably know the famous trivia behind it. That a fight was supposed to occur, but Harrison Ford was sick, so they decided to do this instead. But have you ever noticed the fun little detail after the guy is shot? Immediately after the swordsman drops dead, a man from the crowd rushes forward and grabs his sword before celebrating with his buddies, who can be seen cheering him on. The dude gets swarmed like a baseball fan who just caught a home run ball. It's a brilliant joke within a joke. Spielberg sure knows how to make them. Number 44. The Police Response. The Big Lebowski.
Smokey, this is not Nam, this is bowling. There are rules. Hey.
If there's one scene that transcends this movie's popularity, it's when Walter pulls a gun on Smokey. Being a meme certainly helps in that regard. Smokey allegedly goes over the line while bowling, meaning his score for that frame should be nullified. However, he fails to do this and argues with Walter, prompting the somewhat deranged man to pull a gun on him. The dude tells Walter that the employees are calling the cops, but Walter doesn't seem to listen or care. Cut to Walter and the dude leaving the bowling alley, and a police car pulls in behind them before two cops get out and storm the building. Of course, this goes completely unremarked by either of them, aside from a few glances.
Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Number 43. The Bar Fight. Bottle Rocket.
Why don't you come over to this bar we're going to, Dignan?
Where?
It's in the town.
No, I don't want to go.
While not a huge commercial success, Bottle Rocket was a resounding favorite of critics and filmmakers, and it launched the careers of both Wes Anderson and the Wilson brothers. It's easy to see why with genius filmmaking like this. Anthony invites Dignan out to a bar with him and Inez, and he quickly finds trouble with locals. As Anthony and Inez share a conversation outside, Dignan gets beat up inside after accusing a man of cheating at pool. Even funnier is that his dialogue drowns out Anthony's, complete with gems like, "I'm calling my dad," and bird noises.
That's what I call a language barrier. I need to...
You just cheated! Okay! I'm calling my gang!
Get a little frustrating sometimes. Hearing you guys talk so
Number 42. Allison Takes the Knife. The Breakfast Club.
I said leave her alone. You gonna make me? Yeah.
A favorite of many, The Breakfast Club sees 5 high school students spending a Saturday in detention. It doesn't take long for resident bad boy Bender to start causing trouble, and wrestler Andrew takes him to the ground. Bender then tells Andrew that he'll kill him and takes out a switchblade, even stabbing it into a chair for dramatic effect. But then, as Bender and Andrew start talking, Allison reaches over from out of frame and snags the knife for herself. We guess that's hers now. And you know what? Something tells us that Bender probably wouldn't mind. He's a softie underneath it all.
Let's end this right now. You don't talk to her. You don't look at her. And you don't even think about her. You understand me?
Number 41. Spalding does some golfing. Caddyshack.
By the way, what did Mr. Webb shoot this morning?
Well, he doesn't keep score, sir.
An undeniable classic. Caddyshack is just packed with jokes, sometimes even layering them on top of the other. Like in this scene where Judge Smales slowly inches his ball from the rough onto the fairway under the guise of some bogus rules. And while that's going on, Spalding is in the background hitting the ball about 2 feet with every swing and cursing up a storm. Now, if that isn't the most relatable golf scene ever made. One guy is slyly cheating, and another is trying his darndest to have some fun, but just isn't getting anywhere. Literally.
Why don't you improve your lie a little, sir? Yes, winter rules. Oh, yes.
Double marks.
Number 40. The monkeys take some scrap. Madagascar escape to Africa.
I'd go with or what?
Oh, well, I tell you what. You're not gonna believe it, but... I got a date with Moto.
Who's Moto?
Oh, he's so big and handsome and big.
A rare sequel that improves on the original. Madagascar 2 takes the action to the African savannah. Their plane crashes in Africa, and much of the movie takes place around the wreck. In one scene, Melman and Gloria get into an argument inside the plane, while the monkeys work around them to dismantle the scrap. They take seats, rip away frames, and even work with an angle grinder, showering sparks onto the characters below. Of course, they're all too wrapped up in the argument to even notice, but they save the best for last, as the monkey with the angle grinder soon cuts through the frame and falls to the ground, which again goes unnoticed by some other characters.
Come on, guys, Marty's absolutely right.
Marty? Marty?
Marty?
What the heck is going on?
You're not, I thought you're not him. He's, You?
Number 39. Gary's Priorities. The World's End.
Now, let's have a little chat about your future, shall we?
Edgar Wright fills his movies with background jokes, and The World's End is no different. Perhaps the best one takes place in the Beehive, when the protagonists see that it's populated by aliens. Andy headbutts his old teacher, Mr. Shepard, and initiates a massive brawl. Just as he grabs some stools to begin the fight, Gary can be seen beside him calmly finishing his pint. He clearly has other priorities, which of course is a major running theme of the film. This background joke is promoted to full-on joke just a few seconds later, when we see Gary fighting some aliens while simultaneously drinking his beer. Number 38. That's gotta hurt. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Hey there, Cupid.
Hi, Joey.
If there's one activity you don't want to distract someone from, it's archery. Joey approaches Bianca, who, as he rightfully points out, is trying really hard to concentrate on her shots. Of course, his intervention only serves to distract her, and she spins around in exasperation while releasing her arrow. As the camera pans to follow Joey, we see that it has landed square in the tush of her gym teacher, who writhes on the ground in pain. Luckily, some of the students rush to his aid, but not the one who, did it. What can we say? She's got prom on the mind.
Look, you know the deal. I can't go if Kat doesn't go.
Your sister is going.
Since when?
Oh, let's just say I'm taking care of it.
Number 37. Doc's Permit. Back to the Future. This movie contains one of the most famous climaxes in movie history. Well, it's not really a climax as it takes up a third of the movie, but still. Doc is setting up his device to send Marty back to the future when he's approached by a cop who asks for a permit for his specialized weather-sensing equipment. Doc plays this moment insanely cool. He says that he does, calmly gets off the ladder and then reaches into his pocket to grab his wallet. This joke is very easy to miss, as it occurs completely out of focus in the background. In fact, we wouldn't be surprised if some viewers thought he actually did have a permit, because the cop is never seen again.
What you got under here?
Don't touch that! Some new specialized weather sensing equipment.
You got a permit for that?
Of course I do.
Number 36. Now that's what we call necking. Shaun of the Dead.
And all the while I think of you. Oh, it's right. I haven't had your tea.
We return to Edgar Wright and his Cornetto trilogy for another brilliant background joke, this one involving a zombie. Shaun and his mate Ed are completely oblivious to the zombie apocalypse going on around them, and they leave the pub after a long night of drinking. On the way out, they see a woman kissing the neck of a man, and Ed humorously comments on it. But just as they turn around, the man's head falls off, and the zombie woman gets back to her feast. It's a good thing they turned around when they did and remained oblivious. We wouldn't want to deal with the zombie apocalypse while absolutely sloshed.
Yeah? Hey, Pete, look, I'm sorry. We've had a couple of drinks. We split up with Liz tonight.
Number 35. The background words. Scary movie.
Hey, no talking to the witness.
Go get in the car, Doofy. She's coming with us.
Does Mom know?
Yeah, Doofus.
Mom says when I wear this badge, you're supposed to treat me like a man of the law.
These movies are packed with jokes, and the first one has a surprisingly effective hit rate. Many of the gags are obvious, and some are more subtle. For example, there are many text-based jokes in the background of the movie, many of which will go completely unnoticed. For example, take a look at what's on the menu in the school cafeteria. Hint, it's quite crude. The police station has a sign that reads, "Serve, Protect, Shoot to Kill." The Sheriff's Department was founded in 2017, despite the movie taking place 17 years earlier. And the school is appropriately named B.A. Corpse High School, which can clearly be seen on the wall during Buffy's death scene.
Hello? Ah! Very funny. Who put you up to this, Cindy? Lose the cape. It's way too 90s horror.
Number 34. The poor maid puts out a fire. Ghostbusters.
I hope we could take care of this quietly. Tonight.
Yes, sir. Don't worry. We handle this kind of thing all the time.
Every time we watch this movie, we think about that poor hotel maid. Not only does she almost get shot by the energy streams, but then she has to clean up the mess they leave behind. The Ghostbusters blast apart the maid's cart after mistaking her for a ghost, and a roll of toilet paper catches on fire. While the three talk in the foreground, the poor maid can be seen in the background sitting on all fours and trying to put out the fire with a spray bottle. At least Venkman acknowledges the senseless damage that they're causing.
Successful test. I guess so. I think we better split up.
Good idea. Yeah, we can do more damage that way.
Number 33. Freddy mimics Summer, School of Rock.
All right, look, here's the deal. I've got a hangover. Who knows what that means?
Doesn't that mean you're drunk?
No, it means I was drunk yesterday.
Dewey Finn pretends to be his teacher roommate Ned Schneebly in order to earn some quick cash, only he's not quite the teaching type. Well, not for traditional schooling at least. On the first day, Dewey, who is nursing a hangover, tells the kids to just chill and they'll get to the crapola the next day. This doesn't sit well with Summer, who gives Dewey a full itinerary of what he should be doing. While she's talking, resident bad boy Freddy Jones can be seen sarcastically mimicking her in the background. Luckily for him, Dewey is on his side as he has a headache and the runs and doesn't have time for Summer's overachieving.
Hey. Miss Dumbbum ain't your teacher today? I am. And I got a headache and the runs. So I say, time for recess.
Number 32. Gimli on the throne. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Frodo has passed beyond my sight. The darkness is deepening.
Despite being a fantasy epic, The Lord of the Rings has a very strong sense of humor throughout, and that's evident even in the dramatic climax of the story. In one funny scene, the Ghost Army takes down an Oliphant as they're retreating from Minas Tirith. But perhaps the funniest background detail comes in the throne room scene when the protagonists are talking about storming the Black Gate. Everyone is standing and discussing the plan, all except for Gimli, who's just chilling on Denethor's throne, smoking a pipe. The dwarf really is down for whatever.
Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Number 31. The safest place in England. Johnny English.
So is it just France tonight, or will you be slipping over the Pyrenees as well?
If I told you that, I'm afraid I'd have to kill you.
Oh.
There are a million James Bond spoofs out there, including Johnny English, which contains some fun visual gags and a strong performance from Rowan Atkinson. Agent 1 is killed in the field, and all the MI7 agents gather for his funeral. Of course, such a close gathering makes them all targets. Just as Johnny English is reassuring a man of the funeral's safety, a gigantic explosion goes off behind him. causing Johnny's face to drop. We don't know which is funnier, the explosion itself, the perfect timing, or Johnny's perfect "oh crap" face.
Everything in order, English?
I think you'll find it's rather more than just in order, sir. You're now entering the most secure location in the whole of England.
Number 30. A well-placed kick. The Last Samurai. Being an extra in a film can be exciting, but sometimes extras get more than they bargained for. The Last Samurai was a decent but mostly forgettable film, unless you're this particular extra. If you look closely, you can see that as Tom Cruise dismounts his horse, the animal unexpectedly kicks out his back left leg, right into the soldier's groin.
Captain Orgren. Mr. Graham.
Perhaps you can use these for your book.
Director Edward Zwick could have chosen to use another take, but he must have thought the audience either wouldn't notice the kick or would appreciate the moment of humor. We just hope that actor doesn't regret signing on for the role.
I'll look for you on the field.
Number 9. King Lear, The Producers.
Come in.
Bialystok in Bloom. Good dog me vennen.
What?
This 2005 musical based on Mel Brooks's classic is packed with visual gags, some obvious, some more subtle. Sharp-eyed viewers might have noticed that the poster in Max and Leo's office has an unusual spelling for King Lear. That's because this version of the Shakespeare character apparently has a penchant for gawking at beautiful women.
Yesterday, when I was stepping out of a big, white Rolls-Royce limo, a crazy man yelled something out the window that inspired me to write this song.
When Uma Thurman's character, Ola Inga Hansen Benson Janssen Talen Holland Svaden Svanson, enters the scene, the poster's big eyes follow her every move. It's a clever background joke that rewards the audience members who are really paying attention.
We're in business. And what a business!
Number 28. Unusual earrings. Planes, trains, and automobiles. This beloved Thanksgiving comedy features Steve Martin and John Candy at the height of their powers.
I'm Marty Page, and I'm thankful that my dad's coming home for Thanksgiving.
Candy plays Del Griffith, who has the unusual job of shower curtain ring salesman. After he and his reluctant companion Neil are robbed, Del gets creative with the sales pitch in order to make some quick cash.
This is Czechoslovakian ivory. It's $5. Great.
The fashionable plastic rings turn out to be quite a hit. Later, as Del and Neil have dinner at a fancy restaurant, a woman can be seen in the background wearing a pair of the rings as earrings.
Did you call the wife? No one was home. Probably at my daughter's Thanksgiving pageant.
They actually don't look half bad. Number 27. Minion Makeout. Despicable Me. The Minions are by far the most popular characters in the Despicable Me franchise and have even appeared in their own feature films.
Minions assemble!
Okay.
There's also a disturbing amount of speculation on the internet around how they reproduce, since they're all male. Of course, that doesn't prevent them from feeling romantic attraction, both to humans and to each other. The little yellow jelly beans are introduced in an early scene in the first movie when Groot announces his newest evil plan.
I wasn't going to tell you about this yet, but I have been working on something very big. Something that will blow this pyramid thing out of the water.
When the camera cuts to a shot of the Minions cheering, you can see one of them plant a big kiss on the Minion standing next to him. The recipient looks as surprised as we are. Number 26. Someone Help Ronald. The Cabin in the Woods. Drew Goddard's love letter to the horror genre is full of tiny details and Easter eggs for the fans. This particular background gag features Ronald the intern, and you'll need to use the pause button to appreciate it.
I'm an intern.
so I don't qualify for OT?
After all hell breaks loose at the facility, we get a glimpse of the carnage on the control room's monitors. Ronald, amazingly, is still alive, but maybe not for long. In a blink and you'll miss it moment, you can see him holding up a sign that reads, "Help me. A dragon bat has my scent. I'm the intern." He probably got eaten shortly after that, but we like to imagine that he made it out. He seems to be lucky. After all, he did win the betting pool.
Congratulations go to maintenance, who share the pot with Ronald the intern.
Number 25. Quick Getaway. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This comic book and video game inspired flick was a box office flop despite receiving great reviews. Fortunately, it's since developed a cult following.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
They're on!
This next band is from Toronto.
The film makes liberal use of stylized visuals, and that extends to the background jokes too. In this scene, Scott's ex-girlfriend Knives shows up at his house.
Is Scott here?
Hoping to avoid her, Scott makes a break for it, right through a window. Seconds later, as his roommate Wallace covers for him, we see him scurry away right over Knives' shoulder. The comedic timing in the scene is flawless. Number 24. A familiar hit list. Billy Madison. This extremely goofy Adam Sandler comedy isn't everyone's cup of tea, but it does feature at least one clever joke.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Steve Buscemi plays Danny McGrath, a former classmate who was a victim of Billy's bullying years earlier. When Billy decides to turn his life around, he calls Danny to apologize for the way he treated him.
This is Billy Madison. You probably don't remember me, but I went to high school with you. I kind of gave you a hard time back then, and I did some things that I thought were funny at the time, but now I realize they were just mean and stupid.
Danny is clearly affected by the phone call, and after he hangs up, he turns around to cross Billy's name off a list labeled People to Kill. If you were curious enough to Google the other names on the list, you'd discover that they all belong to people who worked on the film. They include the producers, production designer, art director, some assistants, and, weirdly, the key grip. Number 23. Q's Lab. GoldenEye. The James Bond franchise isn't really known for its humor, but most of the films feature at least a few solid jokes.
Need I remind you, 007, that you have a license to kill, not to break the traffic laws.
In Pierce Brosnan's first turn as 007, we're treated to a series of hilarious background gags inside Q's lab. As Q demonstrates the newest gadgets to the spy, we see a man get trapped inside a phone booth by a giant airbag, then later get wheeled away on a hand truck.
Look, let's ask Fred here to demonstrate for us. Here we are. Sorry about this, Fred.
A moment after that, a woman gets blasted across the room by her chair. Judging by Bond and Q's nonchalant reactions, all this craziness is just a regular day's work.
Do please try and return some of this equipment in pristine order. Don't touch that. It's my lunch.
Number 22. Groot takes care of business. Guardians of the Galaxy. Speaking of perfect comedic timing, Groot is all over it in this scene. The gang is planning their prison break, and Rocket insists he needs a particular hard-to-obtain battery located 20 feet up the central tower.
If we're going to get out of here, we're going to need to get into that watchtower. And to do that, I'm going to need a few things.
As he, Peter, and Gamora discuss their plan, Groot is in the background trying to be helpful. He simply grows a few feet and rips out the battery while no one pays him any attention.
Once the battery is removed, everything is going to slam into emergency mode. Once we have it, we gotta move quickly. So you definitely need to get that last.
In the ensuing chaos, the group miraculously manages to make their getaway. You can always count on Groot to add some levity to a scene. Number 21. The Time Machine. Gremlins. You have to be well-versed in your classic sci-fi to get this background joke. When Mr. Peltzer calls home from his inventor's convention, something unusual is happening behind him.
The convention's great. Yeah. I said it's great.
A man in a hat is sitting in a strange machine with a large spinning wheel on the back. The scene cuts away to the Mogwai's cocoons, and when it cuts back, the man and the machine have mysteriously vanished.
I know it's Christmas Eve. I'll do the best I can.
The joke is that it was a time machine, a perfect recreation of the prop from Rod Taylor's 1960 film.
At first, I pushed the lever forward ever so slightly, and the laboratory grew faint around me.
Truly observant viewers might also have noticed that the man driving by in the electric wheelchair is executive producer Steven Spielberg.
Number 20. Multitasking for the win. Airplane. Hardly a minute goes by in this disaster film parody without a pun or visual gag. Many of these take place in the background, while you're supposed to be paying attention to the main action.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Although it's definitely hard to choose a favorite, we love the subtle humor of this multitasking masterpiece. In the air traffic control booth, workers are yelling out important information about the struggling plane. The instruments they're using bear a striking resemblance to laundromat washing machines.
Below 700 now, still going down. 675, 650, 625. He's holding. He's holding. No, he's down. He's down.
This is confirmed when a worker at the end of the line casually starts taking care of his essentials. It's simply a masterclass in unexpected comedy. Number 19. Bigfoot Boogie. A Goofy movie. There's something so endearing about Goofy's relationship with his teenage son Max. So this movie holds a special place in the hearts of Disney fans. The duo's road trip is full of mishaps and misunderstandings as Goofy tries to bond with Max.
Hey, Max. You want to get in some fishing practice?
One of these includes learning the perfect fishing cast, which ends up attracting Bigfoot. When the shy forest dweller slams into Goofy's car, he ends up with a pair of headphones. While dad and son are stuck in the car having a tense moment, Bigfoot can be seen getting his disco dreams going in the background. Who knew he was such a big fan of the Bee Gees? Number 18. Role Reversal. Top Secret. This hilarious spoof on spy films was directed by the same trio that created Airplane.
Wait a minute. That's Dr. Flamand. I saw him yesterday in Flergendorf prison.
Flergendorf prison? Is he all right?
Yes, he looks fine.
Unsurprisingly, it's chock full of their signature non-stop visual jokes. One of the craziest happens while Val Kilmer and his love interest are kissing in the park. Behind them is a very large statue of a pigeon. It's definitely an unusual civic decoration, but it gets even more bizarre when a group of people fly toward it. Then the flapping figures appear to take their revenge on the giant bird, for the indignities pigeons have dropped on human statues throughout history. Number 17. Alternate dishwashing method. National Lampoon's Vacation. Chevy Chase's doting father, Clark Griswold, can't wait to take his family on the road trip of a lifetime.
You may think you hate it now, honey, but where do you drive it?
Early in the film, while discussing their plans, Clark helps his wife Ellen with the dishes. As she hands him the scraped plates, he doesn't put them in the dishwasher. Instead, the distracted dad wipes them with a cloth and puts them directly into the cupboard.
The whole idea of a family vacation is to spend time together as a family. You get on an airplane, you put on your earphones, and you're lost in your own world.
It's a classic Chase moment that's easy to miss on your first watch. It's this killer comic timing combined with the broader slapstick humor that makes this film a classic. Number 16. Self-care is important. National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. This send-up of the Lethal Weapon franchise doesn't hold back on the silliness. It also fully enjoys making not-so-subtle references to those iconic cop characters.
You knew her, Sarge?
Yeah, I knew her. She was my partner.
I'm sorry, Sarge.
As Samuel L. Jackson walks into the police precinct, he fully embodies the trope of the tough cop. This could be why what's happening in the background is so hilarious. For just a moment, you can see a line of officers relaxing underneath full-size salon dryers. Considering the coping mechanisms of Emilio Estevez's character, this kind of self-care is essential.
Cappuccino! Espresso! Hey, Scotty! Can you get this machine to work? I'm giving it all she's got, Captain.
Number 15. Is that a goat? Year 1. Although this film wasn't a hit for Jack Black or Michael Cera, it did have a few hilarious moments.
Hi, Marlac. Well, there won't be any berries in the fruit salad now, so we all lose.
One of these will fly by you if you're not paying close attention. It takes place while the drifting duo is chatting with Kane about the recent death of his brother, Abel. Just behind them, there's a random guy getting very personal with a goat.
So, it's been a great sleepover, and thank you for the gruel and the garb.
This biblical send-up doesn't shy away from broad humor and gross-out moments. Even so, this particular incident would definitely be considered not safe for work or farm animals. Number 14. Doggy dunking. Mr. Nanny. Can any moment in this film be more bizarre than the main premise?
Okay, look. I just got a call from a major new client. He's looking for a bodyguard, and right away I thought of you.
Forget it.
Having pro wrestler Hulk Hogan act as a nanny for two troublemaking kids is strange enough as it is. However, considering some of the violent pranks the kids pull on their caretaker, the surprising pet incident isn't really out of character for the film. While Hogan is peacefully riding his motorcycle, there's a background shot of a man tossing his dog into the ocean. It's unclear whether this was in the script or just a random citizen caught on film. However, the editors clearly chose to leave it in for attentive audience members.
Hey, it's still here.
Number 13. Touchdown. Naked Gun 33 1/3. The final insult.
In the third installment of these crime comedies, Lieutenant Frank Drebin tries to stop a series of bad guys while protecting mothers, the president, and the Pope.
Hey, look! It's the president! And the Pope!
It's an obvious parody of the stairway shootout in The Untouchables, but taken into the realm of the ridiculous. While Drebin shoots an unending supply of bullets in the foreground, O.J. Simpson's character is handling things in the background. And what exactly is he handling? Flying babies, of course. After they're flung from their strollers, Simpson's character catches them with the confidence of a football pro. After one infant save, he does a victory dance as if he just scored a touchdown. Luckily, he stopped before he can do the traditional victory spike.
Wait a minute! Give me my baby back!
Number 12. Mantis Misbehavior. Avengers Infinity War. Mantis is the star of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, at least when it comes to background hijinks. The combination of her all-in attitude and innocent naivete allows for moments of levity in otherwise serious situations. We love her reaction to Star-Lord encouraging his crew to put on their angry faces. Her best attempt can be seen just behind his shoulder.
All right, Guardians, don't forget this might be dangerous, so let's put on our mean faces.
However, our favorite Mantis moment is before the fight with Thanos on Titan. While Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Star-Lord are discussing the planet's odd gravity, Mantis is taking full advantage of the situation. Behind the serious trio, she's bouncing up and down like a child on a trampoline. This is one alien that knows how to live in the moment.
What exactly is it that they do?
Kick names, take ass.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 11. Monk Screening. Hot Shots Part 2. It seems like there's a parody film from the 80s or 90s for every movie genre. This Charlie Sheen vehicle has a tremendous amount of fun with the tropes found in action classics like Rambo 3 and Apocalypse Now. Early in the film, Colonel Denton Walters and CIA agent Michelle Huddleston track down war hero Topper Harley in a Buddhist village.
Topper, Colonel, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
While Walters offers sage advice to the reluctant Harley, Huddleston appears to be seeing what talents the local monks have to offer. One at a time, they're showing off their tricks and talents. We're not sure what role she's hoping to fill, but she definitely has a lot of options.
Next.
I don't want it.
Nice spot.
Number 10. The Sneaky Selfie. Avengers Age of Ultron.
Taking this spot is everyone's favorite billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist, Tony Stark.
I might need to visit Oslo. Find our unknown.
During the Avengers' pursuit of the evil robot Ultron, he heads up to the Nexus Internet Hub in Oslo, Norway, where we catch two young computer scientists trying to sneak in a selfie with the billionaire whilst his back is turned. If you're paying attention to the foreground, you likely didn't see this the first time around.
I just pay for everything and design everything and make everyone look cooler.
But it's not a surprising action on the employees' parts, considering the level of celebrity that the Avengers have in the MCU. However, you should always ask before snapping a selfie with someone. It's just polite and stops you from looking like a creep, even if that someone is Iron Man.
Iron Man's the one he's waiting for.
That's true.
Number 9. Eavesdropping and a not-so-subtle getaway. Local hero. In this Bill Forsyth 1983 comedy, we see Peter Riegert play Mac, who is an up-and-coming oil company rep. Mac is tasked with traveling to a small Scottish village named Fairness to buy the village people's land for his company. Despite his initial reluctance, the young exec discovers a new lease on life through the village people's simpler small-town ways. In a pivotal scene in the film, we see Riegert alongside a young Peter Capaldi as they discuss the sale of the village with a local reverend, only to have the entire village's population eavesdrop on the conversation.
But news does tend to travel fast around here.
Hilarity ensues when the town tries to make an incognito getaway, though this doesn't go smoothly, despite their best efforts.
It's a crime.
Yeah.
Number 8. Pig Explosion. The Lego Movie.
Your robots are no match for a master builder, for I see everything. My eyes.
In Phil Lord and Christopher Miller's The Lego Movie, the film's heroes must stop the tyrannical Lord Business and his lieutenant Bad Cop from gluing their worlds according to his plans. The directing duo's work is filled with a high level of attention to detail and visual comedy, as well as smart background gags. And this film is no exception.
Whoa, are we inside my brain right now? It's big. I must be smart.
I'm not hearing a lot of activity here.
At one point, Emmett finds himself, along with Wildstyle, Vitruvius, and a cute Lego pig, being chased by Bad Cop and his forces. Unfortunately, when they crash into a speeding train, the pig falls to a grisly death and turns into a pile of sausages in the process. It's a dark joke to be sure, but one that happens very fast. This is still a kid's movie after all.
You're a very perceptive person, Superman.
Number 7. The Drunk Nun. Dogma.
Let me get this straight. You don't believe in God because of Alice in Wonderland?
In one of the darkest entries on this list, we see Matt Damon's character Loki speaking to a nun while at the airport. With Loki being a real-life angel, they surely have much to discuss. However, the scene takes an unexpected turn when Loki convinces the nun to abandon her faith in organized religion and/or God. It's not too long after that we see the nun again, but this time she's stumbling drunk out of a bar. It seems that she's taken Loki's advice and turned to drinking to either seize life's moments, deal with the existential crisis she is going through, or both. While we don't see a resolution to this story, it's clear that this character won't ever be the same again.
Let it never be said that your anal retentive attention to detail never yielded positive results.
Number 6. Hans's Name. Fast 5.
Han, you're up.
Sure. Nothing like the easy stuff.
In the 5th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise, we see an almost superhero-style team-up featuring many of the previous movies' casts. The fan-favorite character in this lineup is arguably Han, played by Sung Kang. Han first appears in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, but 2 movies later, we see diplomatic security service agent Luke Hobbs trying to get info on Dominic and Brian's crew. Hans's full name is listed on screen as Han Solo, which is clearly a nod to Harrison Ford's Star Wars character.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Though it's implied that this isn't his real name but merely an alias, with Han Lue being generally accepted, this link between the Hans likely hasn't been lost on fans who've surely found it both confusing and amusing.
We can do this.
Can't. I mean, shouldn't.
Number 5. The Writings on the Wall. Hot Fuzz.
Well, however you spin this,
There's one thing you haven't taken into account. And that's what the team is going to make of this.
We return to Edgar Wright and his Cornetto trilogy for one final background joke. One of the best of these comes in the second installment of the series, 2007's Hot Fuzz. When entering his new sleepy countryside police station, newly promoted Sergeant Nicholas Angel is introduced to his new colleagues, including Sergeant Tony Fisher. Behind him, we see a whiteboard where several not-so-flattering words are shown. The way he and the words are positioned makes them look like they're actually describing the policeman himself, the truth of which we'll discover later on.
Oh, right. Your choice to come down here and tell me how to do my job.
This is truly a well-hidden moment, lasting just a few frames, but it stands as a testament to just how well-made and rewatchable Wright's films are.
Very good. What he said.
Number 4. Bagel Time. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Step 6. I grab a bagel from the cafeteria and run.
In 2018's groundbreaking Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Peter Parker and Miles Morales find themselves attempting to steal data from Doc Ock's office. While trying to make their escape, Miles throws a bagel at one of the pursuers.
Selecting a bagel. Acts super normal.
As the bread product flies through the air, it strikes a scientist trying to pursue them. In a nod to early comic books, we see the word bagel appear above his head, creating a blink and you'll miss it moment of comedy gold. This computer animated flick is filled with these little touches and is partly the reason it was such a commercial and critical success.
I love you. I am so proud of you.
Number 3. The Tale of the Ginger Witch. The Harry Potter franchise.
Look at this. I can't believe it. She's done it again.
In the Harry Potter film series, the filmmakers have left many Easter eggs and small details that give us more insight into the rich and vibrant wizarding world, though this one will perhaps be new to even the most die-hard Potterhead. Throughout the movies, we frequently see newspaper montages used for exposition. Hidden within them is the tale of the Ginger Witch.
Show him. We'll find out soon enough.
She's a hardened criminal with wig theft, a henna explosion, and even a stint in Azkaban prison on her rap sheet. With her list of crimes beginning to rival Lord Voldemort, let's hope she's brought to justice one day.
Justice.
Number 2. Escupimos en su alimento. Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. In this classic Will Ferrell comedy, we see Ron Burgundy, aka the titular Anchorman, feeling threatened by an up-and-coming female anchor, Veronica Corningstone.
You read my news!
I told you that I wanted to be an anchor. I told you that.
I thought you were kidding!
This intelligent battle of the sexes style comedy is filled with many great background jokes. One of the best ones comes moments before Veronica and her friends are about to share a meal.
Have you ever thought about fighting fire with fire?
In order to transition to the scene, we're shown a sign written in Spanish for the restaurant in question, which reads, Escupimos en su alimento. This roughly translated to, we spit on your food in English. It's a great gag for anyone with some basic Spanish, though most, like the characters in the movie, will likely remain oblivious to the joke.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Roadside Interrogation. Men in Black.
You come with me, Reg. And you handle this.
What? Me?
Yeah, it's easy. You just catch.
This moment can be described as one of complete comedic genius. While Tommy Lee Jones's Agent K questions a friendly alien, we see Will Smith's Agent J simultaneously helping and fighting off a tentacled monster alien who's about to give birth. In the background, it's K's total lack of care juxtaposed with Jay's complete terror that makes this scene so humorous.
What? You doing fine, Ace?
In fact, it's this straight man / funny man routine, teamed up with the natural chemistry between the two actors, that has helped make Men in Black such a successful comedy overall. Plus, this particular scene ends with a cute alien baby, meaning everyone can go away happy. Well, everyone except Jay, perhaps.
Actually, kind of.
Did you pick up on any of these jokes? Let us know in the comments below.
President Benson made no statements as he went about his business. Publicly, it seemed as though he was unaware of the political blow he had been dealt.